Hey everybody, um, Kate here. This is something I kind of warned everybody about that was coming. It's going to be kind of a soul-bearing, mysterious, where the hell did this come from kind of message. And as I mentioned, this is not directed towards any of my friends on Facebook. This is actually directed towards a family member I cannot get in contact with, either because this person refuses to do so or they're unable to do so. And the reason I'm doing this in a video, some people might question, is because this family member, they do like to use YouTube. They like to rant, rave, threaten their own life, just generally display their mental illness for all to see. And some of the plans that are coming up, they're pretty much life-threatening. And I just want to have a few things to say before this person decides to take this step in their life. I'm just going to put it out there. There are some of you who know who I'm talking about. Please do not mention their name in the comments. The reason I mention it this way is because this person likes to threaten legal action, maybe could even try to be litigious. So please just refrain. I'm going to delete any comments that I see. This really doesn't need any commentary. If you do want to talk to me about this privately, you're more than welcome to message me. I don't have a problem with that. Those who know me from my podcast days and my blogging that I still do, I'm a pretty open book for the most part. Anybody that can learn from my mistakes or help me see more mistakes I've made, hey, it's always helpful. So with that said, I'm just going to get on with this. So again, sorry for this weirdo kind of video like this. This is kind of like back in the old days. Those of my generation or older probably remember this more. If you're trying to reach a family member, you take out a classified ad in the newspaper. Those days are gone. Now we have social media, and I do know this person watches my social media page, hence the reason I'm using this outlet. And I've already had a couple people like, you shouldn't put your business on public media, and I get that, but someone's life's at stake. Don't watch it. Just don't feel embarrassed for me. Just walk away. So with this said, to this person, it's really hard watching this happen. I'm sure that's what you want, and that's your choice. I'm not sure where a lot of the accusations you have come up with actually come from. I'm not trying to argue with you here, and I know part of the reason you don't live with me is for this exact reason. I won't be emotionally extorted by you. My door is open. My phone is open, as always. You and I had a disagreement over you're using someone else's contact information in order to open a credit account, and I confronted you about that. And you broke off contact with me, saying I was picking the person that you used their information for. You blame me for taking their side, which I don't see how you can justify using someone's contact information for a credit account. That you can't do this. It's fraudulent. Okay. Prior to this, you've been making all kinds of claims about how you plan to go homeless. You're going to live on the streets and try to get food stamps this way and medical care this way, and all of these things. I don't talk about this often. It's embarrassing. I did what you're attempting to do for 18 months. Getting raped or catching any disease is not the worst thing that can happen to you. Honestly, being killed isn't the worst thing that can happen to you. The absolute bad habits, mistakes, and choices that you're going to make that will affect you for decades to come financially, the relationships you're trashing, and overall just reinforcing your inability to take care of yourself, because it's an easier excuse than trying to be accountable, it's not worth it. I did it for 18 months. I had the nights where I had the luxury of actually having a car I could sleep in, and I still didn't feel safe when I was sleeping in the floorboards in a Meijer parking lot. Okay? I remember when I lost my car because the alternator went out and I couldn't fix it. And at that time, I had managed to get a job, and I was living in the back of this dry cleaning place, and they had no idea I was living there. You know, I take my baths in the dry sink in the bathroom, wash my hair, try to look fresh, slip out of the door before I knew day shift was supposed to show up. Okay? I remember being with whoever I could just to have a roof over my head that night because I realized sleeping on the street, no, you can't do that. You can, but they're going to steal everything you've got. It happened to me. They stole my blankets, they stole my pillows, they harassed me and made me run away because they knew I was a young, vulnerable girl, and if you act tough, you're going to disappear. I can go on and on. When I tell you in the past how there's nothing left for anybody to take from me as far as pride goes, that's why. And you know what? It's kind of nice to have some pride in yourself. Just a recommendation from firsthand experience here. And unlike you, who's able-bodied, young, no children, I had children. Okay? I had children. And I abandoned all of that for 18 months because my attitude was, well, I'm not worth anything, I'm never going to amount to nothing, nobody's going to miss me, who cares? And that's because I was running from responsibility. And I still struggle with responsibility quite a bit. It's hard to be consistent for me. And it's better than what it used to be, but I'm still very, very financially fragile. And we know why, because of, past relationship choices I've made and everything else. That's water under the bridge. Over the last 4 years, I've been slowly but surely taking control of my life. I didn't get a chance to take control of my life till I was 35. I don't know if you get that or not. Okay? So, I'm a very late bloomer, unfortunately. But I'm blooming. You have a lot of opportunity to do that beforehand. But you're not willing to do it. In fact, you remind me of your biological father quite a bit. Sorry for the noise if this hurts your ears. I live on a horrible street. Well, I'm in between Schutzville and Niceville, so that's kind of an upgrade. Gosh. So, here's my thing, okay? You talked about how you don't want to have to be grateful to anybody. You talk about how you don't care if you die. You talk about past events in ways that they didn't happen. And this isn't a threat of any kind. This is not a veiled threat. This is just stating a fact. I can prove with your own words, from text messages and phone calls, you're lying. I don't know if you've convinced yourself of these lies, or if you're just straight up trying to scam people. But it's this kind of bullshit that I told you I can't allow in my home. Okay? It's really, really surreal to hear the things you're saying about how you're going to be homeless, how it's impossible to get ahead. You talk about how your mental illness holds you back. But as soon as you meet somebody like myself who has experience with this, pretty fucking similar experience, and part of your experience is my direct fucking fault. Okay? You get jealous. You don't want to see somebody who's experienced something that you have. You want to be the only of its kind. And then you go, oh, well, I know I'm not the only one. But there's always a but. How about this? Okay? You know how to get a hold of me. My door is still open. When you left the first time, okay, You weren't angry at me at all, and you sure as hell weren't scared to tell me if you were angry or not, because you've told me off plenty of times. So you left because you knew you couldn't scam me. You couldn't bullshit me. And that's a good thing for you. I don't think you understand that. I'm offering you the opportunity to fix your shit before you're 30 and need to fix your shit. Okay? You really, really need to think about what you're doing here. You're looking at one tree in the forest, and you've been like this forever. This homelessness thing, and it's just a thing right now to me. Even if you go do it, it's still just a thing. Okay? This whole deal, this is like your last resort. Because prior to this, you were taking joy in polyamory relationships where not everybody was a consenting party and tearing up those families. You're goddamn right I'm not going to support that behavior. It's horrible. That's not how things work. Okay? You told me how you need to have somebody around that you can argue with and be angry with. Okay, so you need mental health care. I can help you do that. Let me take all of your videos off YouTube, because I got them all. Remember, I know how to do this stuff. Come to my home. I'll get guardianship over you, and we'll get you care through the state. It's that simple, because you need it. All right? You need care. I don't know what part of this you don't understand. One moment you say you want care, and then the next minute you're blaming everybody else. The reality is, okay, I deal with PTSD and general anxiety disorder. You're dealing with the same exact fucking thing. I can save you 10 years of hard knocks of life. I'm not saying you're going to have exactly the same behavioral experience I have. But if you really want to get ahead, like your videos keep bitching about, take my opportunity. Because one thing I've never ever done, no matter how much you've pissed me off, I've never said my door's closed. And it's still not closed. Even with the bullshit way you've treated other family members that have nothing to do with this whatsoever. And you know who I'm talking about. I don't compare you to anybody either. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I never acted like you're like anybody else. I've always enjoyed the fact that you're different from everybody else. I've encouraged it. Mohawk to prom, anybody? Miss, I don't want to go and do regular graduation, and then at the last minute I want to do graduation. I made it happen. I defended you even when you got yourself almost thrown out of school. Okay? This is ridiculous. You're looking for any excuse you can. The only person who's being controlling and manipulative here is you. Okay? I don't know what you're hoping for, a magical break or what, but it's not going to happen. You're not going to get a break, especially if you're making your own bed to lay in. Okay? All of these events that you've been handed over the last 3 years have been your own creation from day one. Including this feud with the other family member that you claim you haven't talked to in 5 years. I've got pictures where you two were hanging out at my apartment 3 years ago and got your nose pierces together. I don't want to hear this bullshit from you. Just stop the lies and just come home. I won't even confront you about this any further than this, other than we're going to go get you help. That's it. Okay? You complain about loneliness, but then you purposely isolate yourself. Don't you understand? This isn't something where you think you're going to go and be homeless for a year and then you're going to qualify for a tiny home program. There's way more important people that have been homeless for far longer than you. Okay? They're not going to help you. You're 22 and able-bodied. Purposely hurting yourself isn't going to accomplish anything any quicker. You've got a free place to live here. Come on. You want to be an adult? You want responsibility? I've got it for you. I always have. But you're not going to guilt me. Okay? And you're not going to pursue these types of just horrible behavior towards other people and manipulative behavior. Okay? You can't do this to people. I really hope you take this to heart. I'm not looking for an argument here. Just like you say in your videos, you can't convince me otherwise. I'm telling you right now, you definitely can't convince me otherwise. Because unlike you, I've got evidence. Okay? I know I'm not misunderstanding a damn thing. You don't come back because, one, you know you're wrong. And two, you don't want to be accountable. It doesn't make sense, I mean, to be so fatalistic. And I know you know this, and you want pity. And you're not going to get it from me. I've made some horrible mistakes in your life and other people's lives. This isn't some big fucking secret. It's out there. Hell, I've got my book on it that will back up all of it. Okay? I can't hide from it or lie about it. Nope. Not at all. And I'm not embracing it and trying to wave it like a banner either. Okay? These are just lessons I've learned. These are the things I've realized. You have an opportunity here. I didn't have this. I really did not. I had 2 parents that were in fucking denial about any kind of damage they've ever done, and they still are. And they still minimize the shit out of it. Okay? It was on me. And it took me till I was 30. You get that? And then it took another 7 years to figure out how the hell to even begin to function. Why would you do that to yourself? You sit here and you say, oh, well, you should have been more progressed by now. Yeah, if I had an opportunity as young as you are to fix the shit. And I realize maybe I don't come across as a nurturing person. I'm very cold. Because like you, it's very hard for me to say thank you. All right? And for me, it's not because I'm not grateful. It's because I'm scared. What are they going to hurt me with by being vulnerable enough to show appreciation? Are they going to degrade me with this information? Are they going to hook me with something that I owe them later? It's really hard. I get it. Try being 40, almost 42, and still struggling with that. It isn't about me not wanting to be grateful on everybody. I want to be grateful. I want to have relationships with people. Okay? I want to be vulnerable. And that's what you need too. And that's part of your problem. Because to be invulnerable, you have to crush people. You have to hurt people. Okay? You have to completely disassociate yourself. Alright? Don't go that full length of disassociation. It's not worth it. It's painful and it's lonely. That's why I've worked so hard to try and not be this way. And I'm still going to be a little bit of an Iron Maiden. I can't help it. It really is who I am. But I can recognize those flags. I've gone to care for it. You can too. And you can, like I said, you can fix your shit a lot sooner. So, here's my recommendation. Alright. You will not be required to interact or have anything to do with other family members if you don't want to. That's fine. Because, you know, I think that when you're as hurt as much as you are, it's hard to give an inch of your own fault in anything. I get it. I really, really do. It is really, really fucking hard. But again, the same rule applies. If you're going to purposely go around, scam people, be destructive to their lives, be abusive to them, be narcissistic and manipulative, I don't have time or room or space for that. I have more important people in my life I'm struggling to participate and be a part of their lives with. And it's hard. You've got to agree to that most simplest of terms. This isn't me saying I don't love you, but I'm not going to accept this part of you. And there's nothing wrong with that. When you're on here ranting and yelling and crying how it's not fair that I don't accept you for who you are, you need to look at who you are. Because in the same breath, you brag about it. I don't know if you review and watch your videos to try and convince you of what you've said, or if you really take a look at these and step back and go, I'm really fucked up. I think you do the first option. You watch them over and over to reassure yourself. I used to do something similar when I was very, very young. Okay? And that's a very bad habit to get into. And you can break it. You really can. So, that's my offer. My door's still open. You know how to get a hold of me. I can get you care through the state. All of your videos will get you at least a 7-day hold, which will get you started on medication and get you a caseworker assigned. Make you my dependent. You'll probably get Medicare. Because you do seriously need help. You're a lot like another biological opposite side of the family member. Okay? It's almost identical with what I'm hearing. And I'm not sure why you say you want help but you don't seek it. And that's why I'm not sure how to judge your intentions. But any other family members watching this right now, they know the same thing I do. But they probably don't understand you because they haven't had the same experiences we have. And I know you don't want to hear how much alike we are. And I'm sorry. But you are. A lot alike. So I'm going to quit rambling. Get a hold of me. I've got a brand new house I'm trying to get into. February 1st. It's going to be comfortable. You don't have to report to me. It's not cramped like my previous place. You know, it's not a 3-room place. This place is huge. Full basement. It's a full, complete, independent house. Okay? How's that for moving the fuck up in the world? I'm trying, you know? So, yeah. Get a hold of me. I love you. I don't know how else to put it. I'm not trying to control you. I'm not trying to fix you because I can't. You have to fix yourself. But I'm giving you the environment to do it as best I can. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Some days it'll be a bit much because you know me. I need my space. It's not you. It's nothing personal. It's hard for you not to take it that way, and I get it. You grew up in an environment where you were used to being the center of attention constantly. You weren't given independence. You either had positive attention or a lot of shitty negative attention. I get it. But this place is better than the street. I'm not going to steal your shit. I'm not going to harm you. I don't know what else to say. Bye.